Wish you could try out macOS without giving up your Windows PC? Well, turns out you totally can. Today, I'm going to try installing macOS directly onto a USB drive and running it completely standalone. This is a fantastic way to test out macOS without touching your main drive. But here's the kicker. In theory, you can take this external drive containing macOS, plug it into a different machine, and run it just fine. However, we're going to run into a few tricky complications along the way. Will it actually work as seamlessly as expected? This mini Dell PC of mine is running Windows 11 and it only has one single internal drive. If I want to experience macOS on this machine, I'd either have to wipe Windows 11 or dual boot both OSs on the same drive. Honestly, I'm not a fan of either option. So a crazy thought crossed my mind. What if we install and run macOS on a standalone USB drive completely detached from the internal storage? There's only one way to find out. First, I need a USB drive, and here is our guinea pig, a SanDisk Ultra 64GB. It's definitely not premium, but it's the best one I've got. Specs-wise, this mini Dell packs an i5-9500 and 8GB of RAM. This combo still delivers pretty solid performance today, easily enough to handle a relatively modern version of macOS. And that's why I chose macOS 14 Sonoma for today's experiment. The setup process follows the usual formula. I'll quickly fly through Partition Wizard to wipe the USB, convert it to GPT, and split it into two. A 2GB FAT32 setup partition, and the rest as exFAT for the OS. Next up, building the EFI and recovery folders using OpenCore. To keep this video from turning into a dry lecture, I'm skipping the technical steps here. You can catch the full guide in my previous macOS videos. And hey, don't forget to subscribe. Alright, we now have the EFI and recovery folders ready. Just drop both of them straight into that 2GB setup partition on the USB, and the groundwork is done. Time to boot macOS Sonoma from this USB. Reboot the machine, boot from the USB, and we made it into Apple's recovery environment. First things first, open Disk Utility, grab that exFAT partition we just made, and wipe it over to APFS to install macOS. All set. Now hit reinstall macOS Sonoma. From here, it's just sitting back, waiting and praying. What? 2 hours and 32 minutes? No way. Man, this is taking forever. An hour has already passed and everything is painfully slow. Usually when I install macOS, it's pretty quick, around 20 to 30 minutes tops. Finally, the wall of code starts rolling. I decided to go grab some lunch and just let it do its thing.
1 hour later.
But when I came back, the screen was completely frozen. Something is definitely wrong here. The whole setup just locked up. That's when it hit me. I made a huge mistake. This USB is just a basic flash drive. It's simply not built for the non-stop reading and writing that an OS demands. It doesn't have the high-end memory chips in proper storage drives. Forcing it to run at 100% capacity for hours completely overloaded the poor thing. And it seems the macOS installer itself ran out of patience with this turtle-like speed and just gave up. Unplugging the USB, man, this thing is burning hot in my hand. I honestly don't know if I just fried it. Okay, I need a serious storage solution. To keep it running externally, I'm going to use an external SSD enclosure. And I'm swapping in this 500GB Samsung SATA SSD. Fingers crossed this goes a lot better. We're starting fresh with this SSD. Same formula as before. Split it into two partitions using Partition Wizard, and drop the EFI and recovery folders into the setup partition. Reboot the machine and boot straight into the macOS Sonoma installer. Everything already feels significantly snappier than that USB drive. Fingers crossed we don't run into any more roadblocks. Staring at these endless lines of code scrolling down the screen is always a total nail-biter. The Apple logo is up. Wait, why is it just a white screen? Is it stuck? Whoa, thank goodness. Finally, I've reached the macOS setup screen. A few basic setup steps and boom, macOS Sonoma is officially here. You can't mistake this wallpaper. Let's do a quick spec check. This is iMac running a 6-core Intel. i5 UHD 630 graphics, 8GB of RAM, and macOS Sonoma 14. Not bad at all. Wait, what's this? We literally just booted in and there's already a notification to update to macOS Tahoe. That's pretty cool. The UI feels incredibly smooth and stable. Everything is snappy with zero stuttering or lag. We are officially running a full-fledged macOS on an external drive. Let's put it through some performance tests. I'll try browsing Reddit first. Pages load fast, scrolling is super responsive, and everything feels instant. Now, over to YouTube. Playing a 1080p video is flawless. Pushing it up to 1440p, still no problem. Even running a 4K video is perfectly stable. Initially, I thought forcing an entire OS with massive data streams through a USB port would choke the performance. But nope, it's holding up perfectly, which is wild. I don't want to stop yet, so I decided to push it even harder by opening 7 YouTube tabs and playing videos simultaneously. But look at that. It doesn't even break a sweat. It's still running flawlessly on this external drive all through a single USB cable. What about gaming? Can it actually handle Minecraft? Let's fire up Legacy Launcher. Hey, it actually runs pretty great. The FPS hovers right around 60 with no noticeable lag or stuttering. I've been playing for about 10 minutes now and it's perfectly solid. So running macOS off an external drive is absolutely doable and it runs incredibly well. Even though I wasted a ton of time and failed miserably with that poor USB drive at first, this experiment was totally worth it. Sure, the boot time can't compete with an internal drive because we're bottlenecked by the USB 3.0 connection. But once macOS fully loads up, the performance is genuinely impressive. But right now a question popped into my head. The whole point of an external SSD enclosure is portability. So, can I take this exact drive, plug it into a completely different computer, and boot into this macOS Sonoma with all my data intact? Now this would be absolutely insane because Hackintoshing is incredibly picky with hardware. The machine I chose for this next phase is a Dell Inspiron 5498 laptop. It's not running Windows though. It's on Ubuntu Linux with an i5-10210U and 8GB of RAM. In theory, all my macOS Sonoma data is still sitting safely inside its partition on the SSD enclosure. The only thing I need to change is the EFI on the FAT32 partition, the map that tells macOS how to boot on different hardware. But to get the right EFI, we first need to run OpenCore on this laptop. And this is where things get tricky. On Linux, OpenCore doesn't auto-scan hardware like it does on Windows. It demands a JSON file with all the specs. Where am I supposed to get that? Luckily, the developer created a companion tool called Hardware Sniffer specifically for Linux to extract these system specs. And since this is Linux, everything goes through the terminal. This is a total nightmare if you're not a Linux power user, and I'm no exception. One wrong character and the whole thing fails. After wrestling with the terminal for a bit, I finally generated the JSON file and fed it into OpenCore to cook up our custom EFI. Selecting macOS Sonoma, the tool immediately detects an MX250 GPU. Since Sonoma has zero support for it, I have to disable it and force the system to use Intel UHD iGPU instead. Next is the ACPI folder. Leave it to Linux to make things as complicated as possible. But finally we hit the generate button. Give it a moment and got a tailored EFI for this Dell laptop. I plugged the external SSD back in, opened the setup partition, and swapped the old EFI. I didn't delete the old one though, I just renamed it to EFI Dell Mini so I can easily swap it back later. Now, the drive holds both. Groundwork done. Time to reboot and boot from the external SSD. There it is. The OpenCore boot menu. Select macOS external, and fingers crossed. Back to that nerve-wracking moment of staring at endless lines of code flying down the screen. And boom, we got the Apple logo and macOS Sonoma boots right up. Incredible. My external SSD officially carried Sonoma over to this laptop with zero reinstallation, just a simple EFI swap. It was a bit of a hassle, but it actually worked. Both partitions appear right on the desktop, and look at this. I can actually adjust the screen brightness using the function keys on the keyboard. Wi-Fi is working too with a solid full signal. It's still macOS Sonoma with all my old data intact, but the system now recognizes the machine as a MacBook Pro. That is the true power of an EFI swap right there. Even better, my legacy launcher is still here. Not a single byte was lost. In the game, the exact world I was playing earlier loads right up, running surprisingly smooth on this laptop. So despite the rough start with that poor USB drive, we proved it. You can absolutely run macOS on a standalone external drive and take it across different computers with your data completely intact. It takes a little legwork, but it's entirely doable. What do you guys think? Would you build a portable macOS drive for yourself? See you in the next one.